I used 2 floor jacks to bring down the gas tank like this. I used a 13mm socket to remove this bolt here. I used a 16mm socket to remove this bolt here. Finally, the gas tank straps are off. This will allow me to move the gas tank down. I used an 8mm socket to remove these 2 gas hoses. These hoses are connected to the gas tank. I used a flathead screwdriver to stretch the hoses open because they were tight. This is another example of how I stretched the hoses open. Finally, they came off after a while. I quickly checked where I marked the small leak on the gas tank. I moved the gas tank away from the chassis. I found this hose here. It did not look good. So I got ready to put the smoke machine again. Smoke started to come out from this hose here. Now I am very hopeful this was the p0442 check engine code. Link to buy the smoke machine will be in the description. Smash a like if you like this video so far. I was able to twist the hose clamp to a desired position with my hand, so I can take it off with a small needle nose pliers. I removed the top hose clamp like this as well. This is the condition the used hose was in. Smash a like if you like this video so far. Subscribe here. This part of the hose was damaged. I was able to find an identical hose at AutoZone to replace it. It was not the perfect size, but it matched the hose tubing. I installed the new hose and it went on the tube nice and tight. This is how it fit onto the other EVAP tube. It looks very well suited for this EVAP tube. Remember to install the wiring back on correctly. You do not want to crush this wiring harness when you are putting back the gas tank. You have to be able to move it in order to know that it's not crushed with the chassis. This is how you know you placed the gas tank back on correctly. Have patience and take your time, do not rush. You too can do it. This is how the rest of the gas tank looked after I installed it. I am glad I had 2 floor jacks to help me. Everything looks to be in order. Do not leave the smoke machine in the EVAP system for too long. Remember that so you do not cause damage to something else. Once I put everything back on, I got my OBD2 scanner ready to erase the p0442 check engine code. I erased the code with my OBD2 scanner. This is the mileage I erased the code. 186,037 miles. At 186,175 miles, the EVAP status was not ready for smog. Continue to look for the EVAP leak. I checked the air intake because gas fumes are injected into the engine. The EGR was releasing smoke when the truck was off, but this is normal. If you turn on the truck like this, the EGR should close. Right now the truck is off, so the EGR was the only thing open and leaking smoke. I also checked the carbon canister and its vent solenoid like this. The OBD2 scanner also showed the EGR was ready for smog. So I was not worried about the EGR, canister and purge valve here. This is an idea of how I sealed the system from the gas cap. I put a microfiber towel like this. I am still looking for a small EVAP leak. I used my jumper and smoke machine to find the leak like this. I quickly checked the gas tank again. I ended up finding another EVAP leak, right here. So I brought down the gas tank again. And I also got the smoke machine ready like this. Fast forward. This hose here had a leak. Finally, I found the leak I was looking for. I would recommend to test your hoses again once you change one bad hose. I did not check my hoses again when I found the first bad hose. It would have saved me the trouble of bringing down the gas tank again. This is another view of the small EVAP leak. The hose is worn out and the hose clamp can't seal no more from here. I also tested the plastic tube like this to see if it had a crack. I put a microfiber cloth and turned on my smoke machine, and there was no major smoke leak. There was just a little bit of smoke coming from the microfiber cloth. The most important thing is that the plastic tube is not cracked. I took off a hose from a car that was going for parts. I figured any hose should do it as long as it fits and seals. I took off a heater hose that was similar in size and length. I made sure to clean the hose and let it dry before installing it. This is how it looked after installing the heater hose from the parts car. It fits perfectly. It is not the correct hose, but it is shaped and similar enough to fit like the perfect hose. I put back on the hose clamps. I started to put everything back together. I put back the gas tank and used both floor jacks to put it back on like this. I erased the p0442 check engine code. I drove my truck 108 miles and finally the check engine went away. Finally, I feel like the happiest person alive. The struggle with this EVAP code was giving me nightmares, and the nightmares have ended. Don't forget to give this video a like and be a subscriber.